Hey guys, so this is probably going to seem like some sort of a really half-assed video to you guys watching, and to be completely honest, it probably is, because I'm not going to be editing it or anything, but um, I did feel it was probably fair to at least give some information to you guys, because, I mean, all of you guys were incredibly supportive and everything for everything I did, and I'm embarrassed. I didn't really want to make a video or anything. I was hoping people would just simply forget that I existed. Um, I don't know why I was that stupid to think people would just simply forget that I'm here. Um, so I guess the reasoning for those, I mean, I guess for those of you that don't know what happened, I deleted my Discord server, my Twitter, my Twitch and stuff. Um, Not because I wanted to hide anything, like specific, like not any of my content or anything. I was not worried about being on camera or anything like that. Um, I was embarrassed. I was being a coward and I ran away from everything, because I was too embarrassed to talk to people specifically. I had talked to some people about the fact that, I mean, I was getting super overwhelmed and everything, and with my actual job starting up again here, it was just getting to be really, really difficult. Um, in addition to that, I had already surpassed every goal that I had ever had. I had only ever hoped to make $100,000, maybe. Um, I made 750,000 though, and it felt like it didn't really make much sense. I had planned to hold it in Ethereum for a long time coming, and hopefully it'd be worth, millions or whatever, if Ethereum had gone up. But that feeling kind of got cut short just for the fact that the government, at least for the United States, I'm from the U.S. The government had um, passed the infrastructure bill that Biden and stuff had been trying to advocate for. Now the problem with that is the way that they plan to pay for the $1.2 trillion bill was to tax other certain areas and raise tax regulations and everything, especially on cryptocurrency, because they felt it was the place that they had the largest tax gap and everything in. Um, so they wanted to try to go after that. Now, of course, these guys are all way older and everything and don't really understand or care about cryptocurrency. They knew that it was just a place that had a lot of extra money they could have gotten, and they just simply decided it was time to go after it. So they multiple amendments were kind of proposed. They were all rejected. Um, Multiple amendments were proposed for this bill, and the reason why it was an issue is an issue even, um, was that it basically said that anybody who is like a miner or a validator for the crypto networks and stuff were required to report information about their customers, their clients, and it's just simply not possible to do that in cryptocurrency because most of it's supposed to be untrackable, anonymous. It's just numbers. Now, the only reason they would propose something like this, in my eyes, would be if they're trying to kill cryptocurrency, which, um, honestly, I would not be surprised that they would be trying to do that, considering in the next year and a half, 2 years, somewhere in there, they're planning to have a central bank digital currency for the United States. And in addition to that, the country of El Salvador is one of the only other countries that has the US dollar as an official currency, and they just recently promoted Bitcoin to being an official currency. The only time that a cryptocurrency has ever been adopted as a real currency for an entire nation. Um, Now, the government has not been very happy about this, as far as I've seen, because it basically means that they've either promoted Bitcoin to being on the level of the U.S. dollar or demoted the U.S. dollar to being on the level of Bitcoin, depending on how they look at it. I have a feeling they're going after that second option. They demoted it. Um, so they've been kind of looking for different ways to start curtailing all of this, and it really looks like they're starting to regulate it a lot more heavily. So I figured it was time to withdraw my stuff, but the problem was there wasn't really any way I could think of that would actually make this right. There was no way I'd be able to appease everybody, and I knew this was just simply impossible. So my two options were either tell everybody exactly what had happened and try to explain it to people and hope they understood, or go dark with everything. Hopefully people would just give up, forget about me and stuff. Um, I was hoping that would be that was kind of how it was going to be. So I went with the second option because, as I said, I was kind of too embarrassed to try to do all of this, and I knew I'd get a trillion questions with all of this and people trying to convince me to come back. But I already have kind of made up my mind on this. I really don't want to come back to it. I don't really agree with the way Axie is headed. I guess that's not the right word. It's not that I don't agree. It's just I feel like it's relatively unnecessary for me to continue, um, like breeding and whatnot, with the amount of money that I've made from it. And like it seems like it's going to be heading more towards like the PvP and aspect and stuff, which is the area that I'm not very good at or am interested in very much. I've always been interested in Axie for the financial side of it and the community aspect of it. Although at this point, my reputation with the community is basically nothing. So at that point, it's not really much left for me to want to come back to. Um, so, anyways, I guess then the thing with all of that is I was hoping people would kind of forget. But very quickly after, I started getting some messages from my friends who I remained with on. I created like a different Discord and stuff for all of this to kind of sit back for a moment and see what would happen. Um, and I was very quickly getting a lot of messages from my friends about posts on Twitter and even YouTube, actually, of people either looking for me, confused as to what was happening, or just flat out starting rumors and just saying really bad stuff about me. It was really starting to get to me, and it was really starting to hurt my feelings on all of this. Specifically, the one by Dave versus Axie. Reading his tweet really, really, really hurt my feelings on all of that. Especially considering he was someone that I thought I could really get along with. But I mean, he was very quick to kind of dismiss everything that I'd done as just a waste of time, and that he'd never wished that he was that he was associated with me. So it is what it is. I understand. I'm not saying anything against him. I totally understand. It's probably right, considering what I did probably wasn't the best thing to do. Um, the main thing that really got me wanting to make a video, though, was the video by, I think it was Axie Player 001 or something on YouTube. I know it was Axie Player. I forget the number. Sorry. His video really did convince me I should probably make something just to say I'm sorry and this is what happened. I felt like it was probably time at that point, so I decided it was probably good enough to do that. So, I mean, he kind of convinced me on all of that, and he's convinced me as well to put at least my YouTube videos up again. My Twitch, I don't think I'm going to put my Twitch stuff back up. And the reason for this is it's got a lot of information in that I've been told by quite a lot of people who like had supported me in the past, probably wouldn't anymore, but who had supported me in the past, that were saying a lot of that information in there I probably shouldn't have said. So I think it's better I just leave all of that alone and just not bring that stuff back. So and then the other point I wanted to make is like all of the rumors and the scam talk and whatnot that's been going around. I did just want to real quick address all of that. So the main rumors I've been hearing are either, first off, that I had scammed everyone with the pass system and everything, and taken off with all of the money and everything. The other thing, of course, was the lottery, or not the lottery, the raffle that I had done. The first thing I wanted to address, I guess, was with the pass system. A lot of people were saying that I had scammed people out of their money with the pass system and whatever. I did want to address with all of that I already had helped all of the people who had originally bought the passes from like the initial sale and stuff, the first 75 top tier ones, for example. I had helped everyone with those already, and I don't really think there was much more I could have done at that point. I mean, I felt like I had explained everything to as many of them as I could, and I'd even told some of those people that I may be kind of leaving here soon. It felt like cryptocurrency was starting to get to a point where maybe it was not looking really the best for me, and I think it made more sense to get out. So I had told multiple of them that I was most likely going to leave at some point. I wasn't really sure what sort of form that was going to take yet. Um, of course, this is the form it ended up taking because I realized I hadn't told enough people what I planned to do, and it was gonna be panic regardless of what I did. So I decided I would try taking the dark route, which didn't really work the way I had hoped. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't feel like I scammed anybody on this. I helped as many people as I could for 3 weeks there. Um, I had 3 or 4 meetings with all of them, and I gave them as much information as I could. And if they wanted to, for example, they could start their own sort of a system and try to sell that information that I'd gave them. I'd honestly love for that to happen because that would, continue the whole breeding idea with Axie and stuff. I have nothing against Axie, and I think it's a great project. I really really love it, but I feel like it's more important for me to get back to my life after being gone or after doing cryptocurrency basically every day for over a year now. I haven't really been able to do anything specific with my life. I've been already overwhelmed with my job and everything, and I really should be getting back to university to actually continue my education and actually start my life. But besides the point. And then the other thing I wanted to address was the rumor that was going around about the whole raffle thing. Some people were saying that I had scammed people, or I had scammed everyone with that whole raffle idea, and not actually given away an Origin or a Mio. I did, in fact, give those away. I had given away the Origin and a Mio, which I wasn't originally going to give away the Mio, but I had extra money left over from all of that that I didn't really feel like it was fair for me to keep. So I ended up giving that away as well. Um, there was an issue that came up with that, with the two winners. I don't think I should really say their names just because it'd probably be a bad idea. Although if they would like to say something in the comments, if they see this video, for example, they're more than welcome to speak up about it. But both of those winners received the Axies. There was a little bit of a mix-up with it, where for some reason for some reason the bot in my Discord, collab.land, had given the same role to both the Origin and the Mio winner when it was supposed to be separate. So I ended up accidentally sending the Origin to the Mio winner, and that took a little bit of time to convince the Mio winner to actually give the Origin to the real Origin winner. But other than that, they did receive this, and it was, I mean, it is what it is. So I don't believe I scammed anyone there either. It happened as it was supposed to, and I gave away something more than I even expected to. Beyond that, though, I don't really know if there's much else I need to talk about per se. Um, I still have 5 plant Axies that I haven't used. I didn't really realize I hadn't sold them or anything, and I already did all my withdrawal and stuff. So I think probably what I'm going to do with those is I'm just going to give them away into to people in the comments and whatnot. So I have 5 of those, as I said. I'm going to give those away because I don't really have a use for them or anything, and I mean, I still feel really bad about all of this stuff. So I don't really feel like I did anything wrong specifically because I mean, I don't feel like I scammed anyone over on any of this or had promises that I didn't keep for as long as I could. But I do feel like I could have been better about telling people exactly what happened. At this point, I've accomplished every goal I really had. Um, Specifically making my parents eat their words on this whole idea. They kind of had told me that this is probably all a bad idea, and it ended up going really well. So, but now that they've kind of admitted that that sort of idea was it worked out really well, I have nothing left that I care to try to do. So, and I don't really feel like withdrawing those that money from those 5 Axies. So I'm gonna give those away. So if you would like to win one of those, I'm going to give those away just randomly to the first 5 people, first 5 Ronin addresses I see in the comments. I will also be reading the comments and whatnot, probably not responding too much with them, just because, again, I feel really embarrassed about all this, and I just regret everything at this point. But I didn't really know if there was any other way to kind of get my life back just as is at that point, and it felt just way too overwhelming for me at that point. So, as I said, that's why I kind of deleted everything there. But I'm gonna put the breeding videos that I created and the Axie videos back up on my channel, just as is with that though. So if you'd like to watch those, you're more than welcome to. There will probably not be any new videos beyond this though, so you can safely unsubscribe if you'd like. I really don't care too much. For me, I never really cared much about being a content creator. I I had originally made a video with Elijah, but I didn't really want that to actually end up becoming some sort of like a content creation career or something. I had already kind of decided that I'm not really the right person to do content creation and stuff, but he kind of talked me into it and said it'd probably make sense for me to make something for them to land on, and like when they if they had come over from his channel to mine, and it very quickly spiraled out of control to some place that I didn't really want it to go. I really have to thank Elijah for everything on that. He really helped me out in so many ways, and I appreciate everything. I'm sure he probably has said some stuff that that probably against me as well at this point, just because I would assume he probably would, considering he's the one that had a video of me up on his channel, and then I just out of nowhere basically disappeared. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's a little bit upset. He should be. If he's not, if Elijah's watching this, you should be upset. But I guess beyond that, though, I don't really feel like there's much else for me to say, I guess, at this point. So, if you'd like to try to win one of those Axies or something, the first 5 people that see the video, I'll send them to. And the other videos will be going up again shortly after I post this. So, if you guys would like to watch those still, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, I guess that's really everything I have to say on this one. I'm sorry for everything on this, and I don't expect to be forgiven in any way or anything. But at the end of the day, I guess that's all I can really say. The best I can do is at least make something now to let you guys know what happened. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Whoopdeedoo56 signing out from Axie, probably for the last time. Thank you guys.